Stock of the day, New Hope, out with a market update ahead of full-year results. Miner is buying a 15% stake in Malabar Resources for around $94 million. New South Wales government is granting the Bengalla mining project an exploration licence, which will ramp up local coal supply in the next 2 years. In the short term, New Hope expects thermal coal prices to remain at record levels. Carl, what did you think of the New Hope announcement and also the stock at the moment?
Yeah, well, it just shows they're just trying to, feed the frenzy, aren't they, with coal prices? So this Malabar is an unlisted public company. So they actually raised some money and then took themselves off the boards in 2017. So I did try and do some research into the company and then, reached a bunch of dead ends. So they've got a mine that's just about to go into production. They're fully funded now as part of the equity raising, which New Hope took part in. So that's kind of how they ended up with this stake. But it is, again, this goal, this desire to continue to get as much production under their belt as possible to take advantage of these high coal prices, which are amazing at the moment. So, I like my bottom left, top right charts, and they don't get as bottom left, top right as the price of coal. I sent through, that's a New Hope chart, which is bottom left, top right. No surprise there, given the coal chart. New Hope looks great. I mean, it took a little bit of a pause there on the Queensland royalties increase, which they do have some minor exposure to, but this is largely a New South Wales play. So it still looks good compared to, say, like a Stanmore, which got belted, and Terracom, which pulled back a bit as well. There's the coal chart there. So that's I wanted to zoom out, give you a sort of a really long-term view of it, just to put into perspective how unprecedented it isn't that word being thrown around so much lately, how unprecedented this move is. If you zoom in a little bit, go to the daily chart, it still looks good. It doesn't feel to me like one of those flash in the pans, at least not just yet. So I think there's some legs in this coal price rally. At least it's staying at these high prices. And if the coal price stays there, then just New Hope, Whitehaven, as I said, Terracom, I think still highly undervalued. Those stocks, those thermal coal producers, are just going to make money hand over fist. But you have to be a little bit selective in the sector because, again, some of them got knocked about by this Queensland royalties thing. Those charts don't look as good. And then you've got your met coals out there as well. Met coal producers, we'll talk about one a little bit later on in the show, which don't look anywhere near as good as well. So if you have to pick one, Terracom, Whitehaven, New Hope would be my top three. Okay,
so even at these lofty levels, New Hope still a buy?
Oh, that's tough, isn't it? Look, it's something you can see the chart. So it's been, it's been religiously every day on my Twitter shortlist, right? It's so good. And New Hope, it's there. Look, I have to back it. The chart still looks good. I'm going to say even now it's still worth a buy, but you have to understand, I'm not as confident as I was, 6 months ago in the upside, but the coal prices still look strong.
Rudi?
Yeah, the coal price does look strong, and so has the trend been. But my suspicion is that this is also now a very crowded trade. Right. Human nature, when we go through 6 months and very, very few sectors really persistently work, then the few stocks that do work, they attract logically money because that's the easy way to make money. So I'm suspecting a lot of people are in there. And I always get suspicious with when people predict these things far out into the future. It's a commodity. I know it's the circumstances are quite not normal. No. But I'm always suspicious when prices and for how long they can stay this high, etc., etc.
Let me
Small changes can make a big difference.
Prices will come down. I totally agree.
Well,
like eventually,
all right.
No doubt, it has to come down. But I think we've got this period, this window of opportunity where they're just going to make money hand over fist for the next 18 months, maybe, Rudy. Maybe 12, 18 months. I agree with Rudy. The thermal coal price, it'll halve, it'll quarter at some stage.
Gaurav Sodhi from Intelligent Investor
I know.
says
it's a
this commodity is broken because there will be no supply. No bank will ever finance a coal mine again. No government will ever approve it. This stake in this supposedly new business, that's been years ago approved. It's not a new approval, so they're trying to sop up.
And I've been saying for years that as we phase out fossil fuel, the last remaining producers will have a jolly good time in the very last thralls of and that's a fact. But it takes again, small changes can have a very big impact on share price, in particular if they run that hard. It takes someone with a different type of risk appetite. That's not me.
Okay. So no, for
I'm not, and definitely not when it's no longer on its knees and it's actually riding high.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, I agree. It's not a core, like it's not one of those core positions. It's more of a risk money play at these levels, I think. But I have to back the trend.
Yeah. They're going to pay a good dividend though.
Yeah, it's going to be massive.
They're going to pay huge amounts of dividend.
It's going to be massive.
Anyhow, they're cash-making machines.